So what's the definition of a bad loss?
That's me. Do you want this here or no?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Let's wipe the bad losses.
Yeah, I can close this if you got the same. The one thing I was
Show me the bad losses
was,
again. Let me
the
see.
comparison between Duke and Virginia about
Boy.
what Virginia usually does and how they struggle against.
Oh.
I can't remember what it was. They showed it on ESPN yesterday.
Did they lose all those on the road?
Duke scores 20 more points a game than Virginia allows during the season for everybody else. Maybe you can find something like that to help the promo, help support the promo. A little Duke UK
Let's just list FAU as a key loss. Let's do that. They lost at home, and that would be a bad loss. Because Wichita State is in the top one. All those teams are in the top 150. You know, yeah, that's good. Key loss instead of losses. Just put FAU. That's better. Well, that's what I wanted to ask you guys. Was there a definition of that? Because typically it would have been a Q3 or Q4 loss. And those games, depending on where they were played, were probably not Q3s. Missouri, Memphis, Wichita State. We're safe with this one. That's a Q4 loss right there. Yeah. South Florida, Memphis, at Cincinnati, SMU, at South Florida. Let's see, so that's their next 5, and then they've got Houston. Can we add them? Yeah, let's add those. Yeah. Yeah, first in the ACC. Good. Good. Nice. Yep. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I mean, I'll take it if it's easy. So we can talk about shoulder surgeries, how it's affected them, you know, how different it is to shoot them. Matt, headset, buddy. Tell you what,
Hello.
that's easy. Oh, I got my tongue out. Nice. I got the Jordan tongue wag.
Okay.
Just the dribble is weird.
Okay.
Good. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Good. I like that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's off. Yep. Yep. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Great. Thank you. Looks good.
talking to me?
Last time these teams played, SMU scored 17 in the first half. So when they hit 18, that could be something. Yep, 17 in the first half, and UCF only turns it over 11 and a half a game, so if that becomes a it's like 6:30. No, 5:30. 5:30. Either way. Good shape.
So I told Mike, I'm going to go to UCF's huddle at least one time. Maybe twice, at least one time. I'll let you know.
Okay.
Have fun. We always do. Password? SMU Mustangs, capital SMUM, Mustangs, exclamation point.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the floor your SMU Mustangs.
Hello. Okay.
On the mount. Here we go. Mrs. Bush.
Dun, 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 dun. Go. Dun, 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 dun. All right. This is the American Conference on ESPN. Today at Moody Coliseum on the campus of SMU. The UCF Knights visit the SMU Mustangs. For the Knights, the preseason pick to win the league. Lost 2 of 3, find themselves in 4th place in the American. Mark Adams, it's put up or shut up time for the Knights.
Matt, it's time to use the word crucial here in February as UCF has a golden opportunity to go on the road and get a quadrant 2 win here against a good SMU basketball team.
Trending toward the bubble of the NCAA tournament. A road win today against SMU would help get them back on the right side. And we're playing.
There we go.
All right.
That was easy.
Yeah, very good.
Yep.
Thanks. Okay.
Bench points for SMU. They had 3. Yeah, they had 3 against USF. Previous 2 games, 1 point in 71 minutes.
Let's go, Pards.
Let's do
Let's
it.
go. Let's go.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's go, man. Have a good broadcast today, all right?
Let's go.
Have a
Let's
good
go.
broadcast.
Let's go.
son.
Here we
Definitely
go.
want to do the ladies. Have fun today. Have fun today. Come on, don't leave me hanging.
Yep.
She bailed. Yeah.
Starting at center, a 7'6" 310-pound senior from Dakar, Senegal, number 24, Taco Paul. And starting at guard, a 6'11" 240-pound sophomore from Jacksonville, Florida, number 35, Colin Smith. The head coach is Bobby Hawkins, assisted by Kenneth Ellis, Robbie Hubbard, and Vince Taylor.
Guys all over it.
Got it.
Man.
Tulane. This is the American Conference on ESPN. Welcome to Dallas, Texas for an American matchup today between the UCF Knights and the SMU Mustangs. Matt Schick alongside Mark Adams inside Moody Coliseum. For the Knights, the preseason pick to win the American. They've lost 2 of their last 3. They find themselves in 4th place in the American. Mark, and it's put up or shut up time for UCF.
For UCF and the American, right now the American has 2 clearly in with Houston and Cincinnati, with Temple and UCF right there. This is put up or shut up time in Dallas, with an opportunity for UCF with a quadrant 2 win potentially here in Dallas.
And UCF with 7-foot 6-inch Taco Fall for the 22nd time in 22 games. They win the opening tip.
You think that's a Vegas bet?
I don't know what the number would be, but I'm not sure I'd want a piece of it. 7-foot 6 inches and into the hoop for Taco Fall.
And that's the unfair advantage in many ways for UCF in coaching, Matt. All you ever want is an unfair advantage. 7'6" is an unfair advantage. Throw it up and go get it to Taco Fall. Well done.
8-foot 4-inch wingspan. That's an unfair advantage. 10.5-inch hands could classify by that as well. SMU. Losers of 3 straight, all by 5 points or fewer. Trying to find some late season momentum here heading into the conference tournament. Dixon hoops it around Hunt for the bucket.
Nat Dixon with a great job of drawing Taco Fall and then finding the open teammate underneath.
Terrell Allen to Aubrey Dawkins. Defended by Mike. There's B.J. Taylor, preseason conference player of the year. Dawkins for 3, assist to Taylor.
Aubrey Dawkins is a guy to keep your eye on. He's struggled shooting of late, but he's a guy that can knock down the 3 ball with regularity. He's been scouted. This is the 2nd time around for him in the league, and coaches are starting to run him off the line.
Trying to answer with a 3, no by Hunt. Here comes Terrell Allen. On the floater, no. Hunt with the rebound. SMU a little shy of depth. Get more into that in a moment as Dixon tries to draw the foul layup, tries it over the 7'6" Taco Fall, and it cannot fall.
That's officially a changed shot.
3 ball, Dawkins.
Well, you just cannot leave him open. I mean, he's shown the ability to knock down the 3 ball with regularity at 6'6". She sees over smaller defenders. The coach's son, Aubrey Dawkins, off to a hot start for UCF.
Struggled in that loss against Houston, as most players will do against that elite level defense. Had 13 points in the loss to the Cougars. Off to a great start here against the Mustangs. Ferran Hunt, ejected by Taco Fall. Isaiah Mike for three. He's been red hot beyond the arc. He can't connect early.
Look for Dawkins again. B.J. Taylor this time.
Ball can't corral it, and that will go the other way for Taco Fall. 46th block on the season.
UCF, they can afford to take chances with their perimeter defense. They can actually funnel the ball to the middle. A lot of collegiate defenses will fan the ball to the sideline and to the baseline. They can actually funnel to the middle. Why? You've got a human eraser inside.
As skinny as a pencil with that eraser at the top, and there's a three ball for Ferran Hunt again. Taco Fall first blocks per game, and field goal percentage. It's the free throws that have been an issue. We'll get into that when he gets to the line, which could come fairly soon, including next. The bucket and the foul.
Taco Fall is getting early position in the paint, and now he's able to wheel and deal inside the paint, where he makes 76% of his shots. Now, he struggled from the free throw line, shooting under 30%. Watch his hands, watch his right hand as it rotates right before he shoots it, right there. And he knocks it down. He's had a couple of shoulders. He had a shoulder injury and surgery. He doesn't have the muscle memory like he did when he was a freshman when he shot 56%. But he's starting to come along shooting free throws now, but he still has that hitch in his shot.
20th made free throw out of 69 tries this season, and now Fall comes up with a steal. Fall defending on the perimeter, comes up with the pilfer. Here's B.J. Taylor.
So if we look to him again, nice to get it in. I like it.
How do you defend Taco Fall?
Watch how deep Taco Fall catches this basketball. He's running the floor well. Look, he's inside of the arc, basically, for the guys who step in and take the charge. I mean, he's getting the ball so deep, it's just turn around and flush it for Taco Fall.
He's turning into a free throw
2 for 2 from the free throw line, too.
So if you are, again, we got to get a whistle here, might be a clock issue. If you are trying to defend Taco Fall, no one's going to have the size equivalent. You're always going to be at a disadvantage. What do you do to prevent what he's doing early?
You've got to be physical with him early. I would never let him run the floor and not be touched. I would bump him off his line subtly as he's coming down the floor to get him outside of his comfort zone. Move him out to that 13, 14, 15-foot space.
Taco Fall with 8 early points. Perfect 3 of 3, and you can tell they're all coming from within the cylinder. That's how you shoot nearly 80% from the floor. Allen, good defense there to Hunt. Open 3.
Taco Fall is dominating this game early.
He is filling up the stats, and we're not even 5 minutes in. Good defense there from Isaiah Mike. Here comes Nat Dixon for the Mustangs. 9-point lead here for SMU. Hunt.
That's Fall outside now. That's a good rotation.
Dixon,
I like the look.
Short. Rebound there for Hunt.
Every time you can draw Taco Fall away from the basket, that's good news for your offense. There he's away right now. Bad shot, though.
Gonna force that. Witt puts that one up. And it looks like he will go to the line. UCF with a 9-point lead. Taco Fall's got 8 of those 14. All nights early.
Came back on. Good job, man.
Good job, buddy.
Let's do the Taco. Let's do the Taco Fall free throw.
Yeah, good call.
Reserve tickets for 2 special upcoming
Okay.
Purchase your tickets before these events, before they sell out, at SMU.org/engage. Fans of the Mustangs in 5 3-pointers today, section 201. Row 1 will be going home with free grilled cheese coupons. Courtesy of baseball cafe.
You're looking at Taco Fall. He's got 3 touches, 8 points. UCF with a 9-point lead over SMU. Matt Schick along with Mark Adams. There are obviously advantages to being 7 feet 6 inches tall. That height advantage, obviously, but it can work against you a little bit as well, especially at the free throw line. You tried to spend a second or two in his size 22 shoes.
I wanted to experience what it was like to be 7 foot 6 inches tall and shoot the ball from that angle. And actually, I was fairly successful. Pretty good rotation right there, not bad. But, Matt, here's the thing. When you bounce the basketball, it takes longer to get back to you. And if I could be constructively critical, if I was shooting 29% from the free throw line, I think the underhand method is actually a really good option. It was easier. There you look at the numbers. Taco Fall in his first season, 56% from the free throw line, which certainly isn't great. But since the shoulder surgeries and the changing of the shot because of those surgeries, now he shoots 29%. I really do believe that while he's progressing and getting better from the free throw line, he's 2 for 2 today, he was 3 for 5 in his last game. I do think the underhand method, it's an easier angle. That's what I experienced as a 7 foot 6 player.
You're the first to know when it's raining, which is good. There are a lot of advantages to that as Witt misses both. You talked to Dawkins, by the way, 6-0 run here for the Knights. You talked to Coach Dawkins about attempting that underhand shot. Terrell Allen for 3, no good. Rebound here from Isaiah Mike. Mike in transition here. Here's White for 3. About trying to attempt that underhand shot, and he says, well, he'd have to bring in a coach to do that.
Well, he also felt like the Taco Fall was making progress, shooting the ball the traditional way, as we look at the 3 go down there by C.J. White. But he felt like that with the progress that Taco was making, he's only played 6 years, so he doesn't have the same muscle memory of a regular collegiate player. He's basically an 8th grader right now. As far as his ability to do those little things, catch, shoot, he's obviously mastered that. But as far as the shooting goes, he's just like an 8th grader. He doesn't have the same muscle memory that collegiate players have.
That's the only aspect that's like an 8th grader. He is a grown man down low. 4 from the floor. He's got 10 of the 16 Knights points. Isaiah Mike is trying to cut into that lead for 3. He has been on a tear from 3, 70% from beyond the arc last 4 games, and he's 1 for 2 today.
And Ethan Shagwell was the guy that drew Taco Fall to him.
Colin Smith, no, and a rebound here for Isaiah Mike.
I like what SMU is doing offensively of drive and kick, and I think those early shots hurt them. When they get it off the drive and kick, they're effective. One pass and shot isn't going to get it done.
A good effort there from C.J. White. Tried to throw it off the defender, but the officials rule it's going the other way. There's a look at Johnny Dawkins. Before he came here, they had 3 straight losing seasons. He turned that around, went 24-12 his first season. It was the 6th best turnaround in the nation. Here in his 3rd season, preseason pick to win the American. That culture certainly in place under Dawkins in Orlando.
And that culture, a direct result of playing for Mike Krzyzewski, coaching under Mike Krzyzewski, and 2 words to describe it: servant leadership. It's what you give back to the game in Johnny Dawkins' mind.
Side, Brown too strong, B.J. Taylor, no, that's Aubrey Dawkins with the follow, and Dawkins has 8 early points.
Well, UCF is just dominating the paint.
Mike throwing it our way. Early turnover there for SMU. SMU losers of 3 straight. You wonder about the mindset of a Mustangs team that lose to Wichita State, Cincinnati, USF by a combined 8 points. And now you're taking on the preseason favorite.
As SMU goes a little bit of zone right here, and Matt, it's how you manage it psychologically when you're close. You're close again against good teams, and you're close a third time, but lose all three. Can you recover psychologically?
Mike with his third rebound of the afternoon.
I'd like to see Isaiah Mike be even more aggressive. Number 15 in white for SMU.
C.J. White, nice dish to Hunt.
He's open. There he is.
Extra pass to Mike.
That's why.
The hot shooting continues for Isaiah Mike, proving you can trust a man with two first names.
He can really shoot it. He has been on a tear. Give him touches.
Nice feet down low from B.J. Taylor, and Chad Brown is going to go to the line. 4 early threes for SMU. SMU is going to want nothing to do with the paint area. Hitting threes, hitting those perimeter shots with Taco Fall, having no one to go up against him, that's going to be pivotal there today for the Mustangs.
But it's how they can get it in the paint off the dribble drive and then pitch it. That's where they're effective for SMU.
UCF outscoring SMU in the paint 10-2. ESPN's Big Monday doubleheader starts tomorrow, oddly enough, on Monday. 7 Eastern, number 3 Virginia, number 8 North Carolina. See how the Hoos respond to the loss yesterday to Duke. Number 13 Kansas visits TCU. TCU riding high after the road win at Iowa State. All that begins at 7 Eastern on ESPN.
An arc rivalry between Virginia and North Carolina. North Carolina with Cameron Johnson hits almost 50% of his shots from behind the arc. And how stingy is Virginia? Really stingy defensively. 25% from the three-point line. Number 1 in the NCAA, going up against Cam Johnson and the Tar Heels of North Carolina.
As long as there's no Duke across the front of the Tar Heels jerseys, they might be all right. There's Jimmy Witt with a bucket from the baseline.
SMU going to zone for 2 reasons. Lack of depth. They don't want to chase UCF around the perimeter. And also to take away some of that paint advantage so far for UCF.
That'll be a turnover. Going the other way. That's their first turnover of the day. Tim Jankovic's club trying to battle in this one. Trailing by 4. We reach the under 12 in Dallas. UCF with a 20-16 lead here in Dallas, the campus of SMU, site of the Bush Presidential Library, Bush 43 and Bush 41 statues there. 43 is in the house today, as he is often doing here at SMU. Big supporter, obviously, of the Mustangs. Good to see him yet again.
Got a chance to meet President Bush the last time I was here, along with his wife, Laura, and also went just a stone's throw from here to the George W. Bush Library, which was tremendous. Really enjoyed it. And a side story, so my son, who's an officer in the United States Army, watched that broadcast, and he really thinks a lot of President Bush. Sent him a personal note to just thank him for his service. Guess what? 2 weeks later, he gets a handwritten note and a signed picture from President Bush.
That's great.
That's the kind of commander-in-chief President Bush was, and is an example for our country today, as was his father, God rest his soul.
That's great. A remarkable eulogy he gave at his father's funeral, and good to meet him a couple of weeks ago, last time I was here at SMU. Certainly an approachable dignitary. UCF with a 20-16 lead at the under 12. See William Douglas, C.J. White getting some playing time here. William Douglas trying to dribble against Fall. 1 on the shot clock. Jimmy Witt, just as they planned, they're going to take a look at it.
That's as good of defense you can play for a total of 30 seconds by UCF. And Jimmy Witt just rises up, forces a shot late in the shot clock, and knocks it down. But that was not a good defensive possession. That was a great defensive possession by UCF.
Tim Jankovic, you could read his lips saying, come on, guys, we don't need to look at this. It was obvious. They got this. It's a one-point game. Let's carry it on. Jimmy Witt bangs the three for his third, fourth, and fifth points of the day.
You know, Tim Jankovic has had an interesting ride here at SMU with the NCAA and the loss of scholarships off the probation, as we take a look at Jimmy Witt here to see if that shot was released in time or not. Hard to tell from that angle.
Clock light horn. It's hard to, you could see the clock. Didn't look like there was a light. Not going to get a look there. Randy Hyman and Kelly Self and Bill Elk, your officials today.
This one we should get it.
3, 2, 1. Going to be looking at the clock. We'll back that up for the officials. Frame by frame.
That's gone.
Going to be good, boys.
That's good. That basket's good. As I was saying, with the NCAA probation and then the loss of scholarships, and then the injury to Shake Milton a year ago, the injury to Dre Foster this season, it has been back-to-back nightmares for Tim Jankovic, who has a really good team when his best player is healthy, like Shake Milton and Dre Foster, and not as good when he doesn't have his best player. Pretty simple, but hard to manage.
Yeah, not just your best player, just the depth that he provides. In that, you think about it, the last 2+ seasons, so you're thinking at 90 games, they've played with, now including today, 9 available healthy scholarship athletes for 29 times during that stretch. This is the 29th time that that's happened.
I'll give you another amazing number. In preseason practice, they only played 5-on-5 8 times in preseason. How do you prepare like that?
Well, they're doing a good job of playing 5-on-5 right now. It's a one-point game, a chance to take the lead. Mike tried to spot up, makes the extra pass. White!
You've got to run it, Isaiah Mike, and he sees White wide open in the corner and gives the extra pass. Unselfish basketball by SMU.
White's got 6 points off the bench. They had 3 bench points total in their last game against USF. Fall trying to put a stop to that. Good collapsing defense by the Stangs down low.
Here again, move it quickly. Move the basketball. Don't let the defense get set. There it is.
Extra pass. 3 ball. William Douglas misfires.
Good ball movement. Good spacing by SMU. I love what they're doing offensively right now early in this game.
Off the screen, Dawkins gets the roll. His third 3 of the day.
Was he in a groove? You could feel it. He's in a groove right now.
You have to be a shooter to get that shooter's roll. You have to be. It's required. We are tied.
I never got that shooter's roll.
Like I said, you have to be a shooter. I'm not sure you heard what I said 8 seconds ago.
Thank you for the reinforcement on the shooter.
Good to see you, partners.
Matthew Schick.
5 seconds on the shot clock. Douglas swings an extra pass. Mike for 3. Douglas skies for the rebound. Fresh shot clock. White for 3. He's getting a little confident out there beyond the arc. That'll be Knight's ball.
Watch the spacing. Look how they move the basketball quickly. One pass. Dribble penetration, 2 passes, 3 passes. Look at the spacing. All the white jerseys are spreading out the black jerseys, and they're exposing them. Great, not good, great execution offensively as White knocks it down from the extra pass.
Okay, so if you're the Knights then, you've seen that time and again. You can see the strategy. How do you do that? How do you combat that defensively then? What's your defensive adjustment?
You've got to get back and not guard the basket. You've got to guard the ball immediately. You have to have supreme communication defensively. Otherwise, you will get beat.
See that immediate double team there on Fall on the block. Shagwell working on him, and a turnover for the 7'6" Fall.
So you asked earlier, Matt, about how you defend Taco Fall. They're being more physical. Now he's catching the ball out at 13, 14 feet. Look where he catches it. Outside of his comfort zone. Remember when he was catching it inside the paint? Now they're pushing him out, and they're showing him a double team here and there. Good adjustment by Tim Jankovic.
You can see SMU's game plan, not only defensively but offensively. They've attempted 20 field goals, 16 of them from beyond the three-point line. Super Tuesday presented by Boost Mobile this week starting at 7 Eastern. LSU at Kentucky. Kentucky with a nice win over the weekend. And a Sonic blockbuster. Number 2 Duke, number 16 Louisville. Louisville coming up short against Florida State. Duke looking like a national championship caliber team if they weren't already, as they take down Virginia in Charlottesville yesterday.
Well, Duke, we talk about those gifted freshmen, but Duke, one of the elite defensive teams in the country as well.
2-on-1 break. Dawkins hoop and the harm foul on Ferron Hunt. And Dawkins is having himself a day.
Aubrey Dawkins has shown his ability to finish outside now, running the floor, outrunning that SMU zone to get down and expose it in the early offense for Aubrey Dawkins. You know, it's an interesting dynamic with Dawkins. He is the coach's son. I asked B.J. Taylor, what's it like? He said, you know what, there's really nothing different. Coach Dawkins treats him like he does everybody else. He doesn't get a free ride, neither do we. And he said, in fact, we don't like it when he treats Aubrey was harsher with him than he is with us. We like it when he treats us all the same, which he does. I thought that was an interesting perspective.
Got a whistle here and a conversation happening courtside. We'll find out what this is about. You mentioned Aubrey Dawkins and not getting don't want him to get a free ride, certainly with his father being the coach. He's had to earn everything. You think about when he started at Michigan, transfers, doesn't get the waiver, gets injured last year. It's been a couple of years since he's played competitive basketball. He's had to wait, he's had to put in his time. And that's how also you earn respect. If anyone's going to hold anything against you for being the coach's son, all that's dissipated with how much work he has put in to get to this point. His teammates saw him do that, work hard to rehab, get back on the floor and wait his time, and he's done that.
He's a unique personality, very unselfish, very positive, very much a team guy. Number 15 in black for UCF, Aubrey Dawkins.
Shagwell inside the Mike, pump fake, reverse, lay-in, can't get it to roll.
Well, now you've really got to jam Aubrey Dawkins. You've got to deny him the basketball and take him off the line. 13 versus 15. There's White versus Dawkins. Good matchup.
Little screen, little roll, little bucket. That's Colin Smith.
Because Dawkins is playing so well, he drew the second defender. No rotation on the backside. Easy basket inside for UCF and great recognition. Unselfish for Aubrey Dawkins.
4-point lead for UCF. Commercial and a break. Next whistle at the under 8. We'll get it here. And it looks like we'll have a foul on Terrell Allen.
Aubrey Dawkins, the coach's son, and unselfish. Gets it inside for the easy deuce. That's team basketball from UCF and the coach's son.
UCF with a 26-22 lead here at Moody Coliseum. Matchick along with Mark Adams. SMU losers of 3 straight. UCF licking their wounds from that loss to Houston. You can see SMU's strategy today. We're going to fire it up from the outside, drive and kick, and they've been fairly successful doing it. Especially after the first 5 minutes of this game when they got their land legs underneath and recognized Taco Fall can't block everything. And they started really moving the ball aggressively and exposing UCF off the dribble drive with kickouts. SMU's done a good job adjusting here early in this game. UCF outscoring SMU in the paint 14-2, but SMU getting some contributions from the bench with 6 bench points. They had 3 the whole game against USF in the loss just a couple of days ago. 5 on the shot clock. Here's White. That one picked off by B.J. Taylor. Taylor's had a quiet first half. Brown offensive foul. That's his first for Chad Brown and the 4th on the Knights. Watch 33 on the backside. There he is. He anticipates that play because he has vision. He didn't wait for the pass to come. He established position early. Great job by Jimmy Witt. And we're getting our first look at Jamal McMurray. Usual starter for the Mustangs. Their best player, their leading scorer. 3rd best in the American Athletic Conference, and getting his first minutes. Unclear as to why at this point he didn't start or play up to this point. We'll look for that answer for you, but now he's on the floor. My guess would be a little bit of brain surgery going on. He was at practice yesterday, and listen, every player has their challenges and their distractions. And there were times when I felt like Jamal McMurray might have been a little bit distracted. And I think Tim Jankovich may be sending a little message to his best player. You'll get to play, but it's going to take some time. Dawkins, his first missed 3 of the day, and Colin Smith there to clean up the mess. And maybe McMurray, look, that's obviously part of it. Maybe a rest would help as well. He has been filling up the minutes, as have these starters. All 5 starters against USF played more than 30 minutes of action in that game. McMurray misfires on his first shot attempt. It'll stay Mustangs ball. 8-0 run for the Knights. But I noticed little things. Like an SMU player goes down the floor and 3 guys go over to help him up. 1 guy didn't. Jamal McMurray. Outstanding scorer. Preseason all-conference 2nd teamer. Hard to win as it is with a lack of depth. Even harder without your best player on the floor. And we'll see how long he stays and see if mentally he's in this game after sitting the first 13 minutes. Witt. He's got that funky looking shot, but it goes in. Jimmy Witt, the most diverse player in the American. Assists, rebounds, steals, loose balls, taking charges, scoring the ball. So diverse. Jimmy Witt, number 33 for SMU. Smith, strong finger roll. Can't get that one to fall. It's Isaiah Mike with the rebound. Mentioned Witt, top 25 in scoring, top 20 in rebounding, top 15 in assists, top 15 in steals in the American. With the basketball now, number 33. He is fun to watch. Creates his shot, doesn't he? Nice play there by Nat Dixon. McMurray for 3. Wants a foul. Official says ball was tipped. McMurray didn't complain. Here's Aubrey Dawkins. B.J. Taylor's been noticeably quiet too, but he's willing to defer when Dawkins is making shots. They give him the ball. Colin Smith that time with the mid-range J from the baseline. Colin Smith, his 3rd bucket of the day. He's got 6, and it's a 6-point edge for the Knights. Colin Smith can really be good. You see UCF in their zone. I think he's got as much upside as anybody in this program right now. McMurray trying to look for his shot, kicks it to Witt. Mike, lay-in, hits by the big man for the bucket.
Notice how he used his right hand to flip right underneath the rim to protect the basketball. A unique way to get the ball off the glass.
Facing a guy with an 8'4" wingspan, you got to get creative.
Isaiah Mike playing such a high level for SMU.
And there's Fall not catching it as deep. Smith tries to drive and throws it right to Witt. Witt on B.J. Taylor, a little step. Timeout, Johnny Dawkins. Timeout, UCF Knights.
Diversity personified. Jimmy Witt. Entertaining, exciting, diverse. Jimmy Witt for SMU.
Look at the ring. Look at the score. UCF with a 30-28 lead on SMU. And for SMU, they might be shorthanded, but the guys they do have, very, very capable. Mark Adams.
Isaiah Mike likes free-flowing music. He doesn't like sheet music. This is a free-flowing basketball player right there. You need a basket? Turn on the music, Mike. Isaiah Mike from downtown. And his favorite instrument? He plays multiple instruments, but his favorite instrument is the tenor sax. In the 6th grade, he wanted to play first seat in tenor sax. He was denied the opportunity. Crocodile tears. But from that experience, he learned how to practice harder. Quite a musician, Isaiah Mike.
Now he's transitioned to string music.
There you go.
He strokes
See,
that from the outside.
You are into the mood. So I just wanted to create the right mood for you.
Oh, that's good. All about the mood. Chagwa might be called for the foul there on the Dawkins lay-in attempt. Nope, that'll be on Jamal McMurray. That's his first.
You want more music? Let me
give you more music. Of course.
Chad Brown, number 21 right there, was involved in that play. Got Johnny Dawkins now, or excuse me, Aubrey Dawkins at the line. But Chad Brown, number 21 for UCF, he's a singer. You know who likes to sing? Marvin Gaye. How good is that? His favorite song?
Uh-oh.
He loves to sing?
Uh-oh.
I'm almost hesitant to say it.
Uh-oh.
Sexual Healing.
I knew you'd go
by
there.
Marvin Gaye.
As soon as you said Marvin Gaye, I thought you might go there.
I told him that was an earlier time in my life that I couldn't identify anymore.
And you showed him your playlist. Said, look, me too. UCF with a 4-point lead. Funny jokes in there we won't make. Here's Witt for 3. Good effort there from William Douglas. That'll be UCF ball. Mentioned UCF, preseason favorite to win the league. Just lost to Houston, so they're 2.5 games back of the Cougars. And for SMU, loses a 3 straight, 5 of 6, sitting there in 7th. Mentioned put up or shut up time for UCF. 3 ball no good. Rebound here for SMU. Good save there from Witt. UCF took one on the chin from Houston. That probably says more about Houston than it does UCF. I mean, the Cougars are a heck of a good team. Shagwell can't get that one to fall.
And Houston, a potential Final Four team. Of course, everybody talks about, and rightfully so, Corey Davis, Armani Brooks.
Dayon Griffin, a little finger roll. Tim Jankovic wants a foul. Excuse me, wants a timeout as well. UCF with a 34-28 lead. 2 and change to go in the first half for Moody Coliseum. UCF with the lead in the first half, 2:12 to go, and of course the net rankings, the new metrics that is going to be used by the NCAA selection committee. UCF sitting there at 46. What kind of opportunity is this? How might that impact the net?
Well, this is what's called a quadrant 2 opportunity for UCF. This SMU is ranked 115, just outside of the top 100. And so a road win today would be a quadrant 2, which is a really good win for UCF if they can pull this thing off.
Dawkins, the floater. Nice pass there. It's Chad Brown collecting.
Marvin Gaye-like there. Smooth.
Some sort of healing going on.
It wasn't that, though.
No, it's basketball. Loving basketball. That was a documentary. Foul here. You wonder, too, how the committee is going to use and emphasize the net. You know, it's the new tool, right? You want to showcase it. So how heavily do you lean on it when you're making your decisions? Do you go by what it says? Do you kind of use it as on even par with other metrics and KenPom and all of those that are out there?
Each individual will lean on the metric that best suits their own bias.
There's a lot of truth there.
Need I say more?
Any way to defend, you can defend anything that fits your own narrative.
And while the committee certainly is going to look at all of the information, and they work very hard to be fair and equal, it's an impossible job because the scheduling in college basketball itself is not equal when the big budget schools play 86% of their games either at home or neutral floor, not in non-conference. It's not equal. That's the reality.
5th turnover for the Knights at the other end. This one will stay SMU ball as the Mustangs doing a good job of fighting for that one after White got his 3-ball attempt blocked. Jamal McMurray set to check back in. And out goes Ethan Shagwell. Taco Fall checks out as well. Dawkins, Taylor, Griffin, Brown, and Smith on the floor for the Knights. Less than a minute to go. Got an 8-point game. Chad Brown defending McMurray. Mike to Dixon. No, rebound Brown.
Interesting how Chad Brown defensively out on the perimeter to get all over Jamal McMurray and deny the shot, which he did successfully. Good adjustment by UCF defensively.
Okay, Jamal McMurray's only played 5 minutes in the opening half. Did not enter the game until fewer than 7 minutes were left in the first half. 5 on the shot clock. Smith inside to Brown. Can't flush it home. Isaiah Mike might have impacted it from the backside. Here's Witt. 5 on the shot clock. McMurray working on Taylor. Looking for his shot. And that'll do it for the first half. As the Knights hustle to get Dawkins up and head to the locker room. We're heading to break. UCF with an 8-point lead at the home of the Mustangs.